progressions with Mr. M, and tonight we are going to deal with grade 11 class, and we are going to touch on arithmetic series and progressions. I hope Siraj Ahmed, you are watching on this one, because this one is for you. Now I want us to take it down a bit and break this one, because in an arithmetic series you are given a certain sequence. Now they say to you, this is the sequence that you are given. You are given maybe 4 plus 7 plus 10 plus plus 154, for example. And they say find the sum of this series, this arithmetic series. They tell you find the sum of this arithmetic series. So you dot out your givens first. Your givens are your first term and your last term according to this series. So you have an A here, you have an L there, and between the terms you have a constant difference. Now the constant difference between 4, 7 and 10 is obviously 3. So you have a D right there. So you have an A, D and L. Now to find the sum of this series, you must know how many numbers are in this series. So you basically need to calculate first the numbers that are involved in this series. So basically you must find the value of n. Now you need to use now the formula for the last term of an arithmetic progression. Using L is equal to A plus n minus 1 D. Right there. Now you have an N which is 154. First term A is 4 plus N is the number of terms, which is the one that you want to discover, n minus 1. The difference is 3. So you take the 4 to the other side, subtract from 154, you are going to get 150 equals to this multiplied throughout by this 3 in this bracket. You are going to get a 3n minus 3. You take the negative 3, you take it to the other side of 150, you are going to change 150 to 153 equals to 3n. You divide by 3. What you do on the left, you do also on the right hand side. The 3 cancels that 3. You are going to get basically, when you are calculating 153 on your calculator, you are going to get 153. You press it, divide by 3, you are going to get 51. N is equal to 51. So there it is. Now you know now the number of terms that are involved in here. Therefore you are able now to calculate the sum of the series. Therefore there are 2 formulas in an arithmetic series. 2 formulas for the sum. You need to use the sum, the right formula. The first one is Sn is equal to n over 2, open the bracket, 2a plus n minus 1, and a difference, and you close the bracket. That is the first one. The second one is Sn, n over 2, open bracket, a plus n. So according to your given series, you need to apply the right formula. So by the look of things, because you have a last term and a first term and a difference, it is suitable to use this one, not the first one. So we take about this one, we apply according to the sum of how many terms that you have. We have 51 terms. The sum of 51 terms is equal to 51 over 2, open bracket. The first term is 4 plus the last term is 154. You close the bracket. Is equal to, you press all of that into a calculator, divide by 2, 4 plus 154 is 4029. So the sum of 51 terms is 4029. This is when you are given now a certain sequence. It's a different story when you are not given a sequence. Let's say for an example that they tell you that the sum which is the positive sign, the sum of any 3 numbers is equal to 24, and their product, which is the multiplication, is equal to maybe 440. Now you need to find the numbers based on these given statements right here. So to find the numbers, because according to an arithmetic progression, for any 3 numbers, it is given as A minus D, first term, A open, A plus D. For any three values of an arithmetic progression. So this plus this plus this basically is equal to 24. This multiplied by this is basically 440. And that way is an easy way to find the value of A and D. So let's go about it and find out what we have. Now, the value is basically A minus D plus A plus D is equal to 24. Now, you just break the bracket and the D cancel with that D. 1, 2, 3, you have 3 A's. 3A is equal to 24. Divide by 3, you are going to get an A is equal to 8. So, you have an A there, which is 8. So, the sum is equal to 8. In fact, A is equal to 8. So, we go back now to the products. The product is A minus D multiplied by A multiplied by A plus D is equal to 440. Now we have an A which is 8. We substitute our A. 8 minus D multiplied by 8 multiplied by 8 plus D. We basically now want to find out what is D. So now this is the difference of two squares. Basically 8 times 8 is 64. So it's basically 64 subtracted by D squared, difference of two squares, multiplied by 8 is equal to 440. And you divide by 8 also on this side, and that 8 cancels with that 8. You are going to be left with 64 minus D squared is equal to 440 divided by 8. You are going to get a 55. You take the 64 to the other side of the equal sign, is 55 subtracted by 64 is a negative 9. Negative D squared is equal to a negative 9. So the square root of 9, basically now D tends to be 3. So you have a difference of 3. Now you go back to your primary statement right there, because for any first three terms of an arithmetic progression is stated and is given as this, like this here. So you take your A, which is 8 minus your D is 3. Your A is 8, second term, third term is 8 plus 3. So you have 5 here, you have 8 here, you have 11 there. So the first three terms are 5, 8, and 11. And that's how easy it is to approach this one. So this is basically the arithmetic side of this series. The next video that we are going to do, we are going to touch on the geometric progressions and series. Watch out for that one. So that's all from me, Mr. M. Have a wonderful night and a great evening. God bless you. Bye-bye. I need a holy